Hey, Loco Sports fans. It's Monday night. Welcome to the Loco Sports Lowdown. I'm Justin Jarrett. We got Wes Kerr. We got Marcus Walsh, the play-by-play voice of WHHI TV, who is between seasons right now for the voice. He's resting up for the basketball
Well,
season, but will certainly be still out at the football games on Friday night, moonlighting for Loco. So
I'm
uh,
I'm resting my play-by-play talents
there you
because
go.
I'm definitely going to be out and about, and I'm hoping that we have a long enough run in the postseason where I'm on Talk of the Town at least once, maybe
Yeah.
twice, talking to
Mhm.
Robin Zimmerman about what's going on, or I could be on news or whatever, talking
Yeah.
about what's going on. Typically, last year I didn't get to any playoff games just because of the way the schedule kind of worked, and I had family in town right when things kind of started. But 2 years ago, I think it was, I got to two games. I got to two Skiza games. So the plan is this year certainly to start off with the high school league, as I
Okay.
plan on being at the Gilbert Bluffton game on Friday.
Nice.
And then we'll just see, because obviously
Yeah.
Max, I have no doubt, is going to be at HHCA. I have no
Right.
doubt, Wes,
Wes,
you're going to
I'm
be at
guessing
Hilton
you're
Head,
gonna go
Well,
see your
unless
I
Seahawks.
would think.
unless Javon's there, I might go
And
support.
that's a good point. I was talking to Javon a
Good
little
point.
bit earlier today, and I didn't ask him where he was going to be.
Yeah, it's a good
Um,
question. That is a good question.
that
Um,
is a dynamite
but
question.
we got a full slate Friday, boys, and we'll get
Yeah.
into that a little later in the show. We'll look at the highlights from Week 10, wrapping up the regular season, and take a look at the brackets a little bit, and just start sort of our week-long preview
I have
of
a
what's going to
theory of
come.
where he might be that I'll get into in a little bit.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, looking forward to talking football with you boys, but we have other business tonight as well because we told you a couple of times about the Ball family getting to go to the World Series, and we have the lucky travelers with us tonight in the green room. Payton and Jenn Ball got to go to Toronto for Game 2 of the World Series after Payton was MLB Play Ball Player of the Month in June, I want to say. So they got to go on this trip and pretty cool
The
stuff.
blast.
So we're going to talk with
It's
them about their
amazing.
experience, and that will be our reflection on what was probably the greatest World Series of our lifetimes, if not all time. I
I
mean,
think
the,
2016 was certainly up there too.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that one's personal for
Here's-
me
And
because of
me,
the yeah, exactly.
for
But
sure.
man, this one was epic. It
Yeah, I
was
mean, I
This
think
really
the
was.
whole prisoner of the moment thing. It seems like it's always.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
but Tim Kirkjian called it the best World Series he's ever covered, and that
That's
covers
saying something.
yeah,
our lifetimes, so and I mean he is a little prone to hyperbole,
yeah,
but he's also a historian of the game, so he's
He,
not gonna he's
yep,
not gonna blow it out of
yep.
proportion. Anyway, we'll
2001
talk
Yankees
about that.
Diamondbacks was also a terrific World Series. There have been other good ones, but
Yeah, there
this
have.
one's pretty
This one was epic.
Yep, yep,
Um, just the backdrop was so cool. But we'll talk
yeah.
about that with the balls because they were there. They can tell us what it really felt like in Rogers Center. But the show tonight brought to you by Mickelson Law Firm and WHHI TV, our all-star sponsors. Mickelson Law Firm been with us since the beginning. Our original sponsor, still supporting us today. Our official real estate closing attorney and presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. But they can help you with all your legal needs at Mickelson Law Firm, and WHHI TV, our longtime partner in local sports. We made it official this year, swap sponsorships. So welcome
Wow.
officially to Team Loco. But we've been doing business together since the beginning, and appreciate everything you guys are doing over there. And we love supporting you
Likewise.
and love the support we get coming back the other way.
And
So
absolutely.
yes, sir.
It's
So
definitely a
without
great
further
two-way street.
ado, oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we're the only people trying to do this thing in this market,
Yeah.
right? So we're trying to do it the best we can and team
Yep.
up when we can. But without further ado, we've got our world travelers here. They went abroad. Jenn and Payton Ball, what's going on, girls? Great to see you on the show. We, of course, are well acquainted through the local sports scene and softball, which Payton, that's how you kind of got this opportunity is through your softball. You were named one of the MLB Play Ball Players of the Month, and that had to be obviously an honor, but in itself. But then it came with this trip to the World Series. So tell us a little bit about how you got to be named a Player of the Month and get this opportunity, and then of course about the trip.
I think
You can defer to Mom too when you need to. It's okay.
So there was an application that was put through, and her name was selected, and then they reached out to us and asked us some questions about Payton, and then she went to the next step, and she was selected, and they sent us an email. She didn't know she was going to the World Series until they actually did her interview, and they asked her a bunch of questions, and then they announced it. So she didn't even know herself. And then we watched baseball just to figure out where we were going and what we were doing, because we didn't know until the actual week of. So I remember when Seattle was playing Toronto, we were going back and forth. We were like, are we going to Seattle? Are we going to Toronto? Because we were going to game 2. We knew, we just didn't know exactly where we were.
Right. Well, I believe if game 2, I believe if the Seattle Mariners had won, I think the Dodgers would have hosted. I think they had the higher record.
That's right.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I believe
I believe it would have been LA if the Mariners had won.
Yeah.
So we were going back. So we were
nervous. Were you excited that it was Toronto?
I was. Actually.
Yeah. You wanted to leave the country?
What a cool opportunity, because that's like the only there's 30 MLB teams, only one is in different countries. I mean, that's
right.
Out of all of them, you got to experience a different country in Canada. I think that's really cool. And this is a team that we got to watch on our TVs, but just the incredible energy that was shown by those Toronto fans, it was something special. Talk about the experience of not only going to the World Series, but going to see it abroad in Canada.
Just seeing Canada in person was amazing, but overall, going onto the field and seeing Niagara Falls is just.
We did a little mini trip. So the MLB paid for us to fly there. The first day we got there, it was like the opening ceremonies. We met everybody, and then we watched game 1 in the conference room. They gave Payton all her swag, and then told her what she was doing. They gave us our tickets, and then the second day, we were able to go. They loaded us all on a bus. All of the players, all the different youth leagues were going on there, and then we went to the new Mets. They have a new baseball team they're doing, and it's they brought us to their facility.
At Niagara?
No, I forgot the location.
Gotcha.
It was like 45 minutes away, but they shipped us there. There's a new baseball team they have, and then they haven't even opened it yet. So and so we got to go in there, and they get to use that field, and they practice, and they get to meet last year's World Series players and a bunch of old, and that's where she met. Who'd you meet?
I met Jenny Finch.
Nice.
Jenny Finch.
That's a great person.
That's
to
a
meet,
big
no
one for
question.
you, because you're a pitcher. I mean, you're a softball player, and you are a pitcher. So tell us about that experience. You pick up any tips from her?
I didn't pick up any tips, but just seeing Jenny Finch in person was so cool.
She was a lot taller than you thought.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, she's a unit. She's a unit. But no, Jen, you were saying, and I was razzing Payton because I saw her in an LA shirt when she was leaving, but then y'all came back Blue Jays fans. So you were talking about just the heart of that team, and also just the warmth of that country.
Everybody there was so nice, from like the people at the hotel to like going on to the field. I remember we were divided. So when we got there, they immediately checked our tickets, and then Payton went one way and I went the other way. And at first you're like kind of leery, and we're getting ready for the game and stuff like that. And Payton got to go on the field, but she got to go underneath the stadium first. And so we were on up, but our seats were higher. So we were like, okay, how close can we get to take pictures? Well, they let us get as close as possible. We met this family, and they let us stand in their spots and stuff because they bought general tickets, and they like sung with us. And I just remember hearing like they did the national anthem first, and then they did the Canadian, and that is the most prettiest thing. It gives me goosebumps every time I hear it now. Like, and it's not like when we do our national anthem, like the high notes and stuff, everybody sings, but they sing the whole song together. like
Ooh.
to my
Yeah, in
eye.
harmony. Yeah,
So
perfect harmony.
and everybody, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what you wore, you can have LA on or something like that. You were part of the family. And I don't know, that was like
Yeah.
different experience for me.
Yeah.
And so she
And I
got
think the cool thing about that is like it wasn't just fans from Toronto, they're Blue Jays fans. The entire country of Canada rallied around
Oh
that
yeah.
team.
yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was.
And I mean, there was people I met from all over that, I mean, they saved up their last penny because they said they were coming to this. And it was like their grandma was there. It was just like so cool. Like just
Yeah.
to,
I'm heartbroken for them that they
Yeah, that was
they came up this
tragedy.
short.
That they
Yep.
fell short.
Tough
2 outs
stuff.
away.
I thought they were gonna they played their heart out. I mean, they just and then the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
town. I don't know if you guys knew this, but like every location had a watch party. So even when they were in LA, they still had watch parties, and they
Yeah.
all
The Rogers Center, yeah.
it was there, and it was at the basketball, and they had on like the little league
Yep.
fields, and they everywhere they had it. So Payton, I'll let her talk about her experience going, but she went
Yeah.
underneath, and then she got to see who'd you get to see?
Who did I? Oh, I got to see the Jonas Brothers.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
wow. Nice.
So
Oh yeah, because they played the little
They-
impromptu show.
They had the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
they did. That's cool.
And they
So
walked
you bumped into them backstage?
Yeah, we were going to the bathroom and they just walked past and said hi
How
to
cool
all.
is that?
It was
Yeah.
nice.
That's wild.
That's awesome.
Well, what were your? Well, tell us more about just being able to get down on the field. Like, just oh my gosh, that had to be incredible. Like, what's going through your head in those moments?
Through those moments, I was excited, but I was also nervous at the same time.
I didn't see that. You were dancing. She was like dancing. Like you could see all these people. They had black jerseys because they gave them jerseys. And then Peyton's at the end with this little white bow, and
Of
she's
course.
like dancing the whole time.
There was
Everybody's
two
like-
other kids dancing with me.
They're like,
too.
"That's your kid, right?" I was like, "Yes."
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
had everybody like laughing and going. So
Yeah, this little shy thing you're playing here is cracking me up because I know you better than that. You are always on, and
Yeah.
I'm just nervous being on live video.
yeah. Well, there's 2 people watching right now, baby. I mean, they can watch it later, but it's not like there's a lot of people. I mean, there may be some on Instagram,
So
but
all the parents there were like, they were happy that Peyton was there because their kids were nervous to walk in the field, and they're aged anywhere between 8. So it was 8 U players up
Oh,
to
yeah.
12.
12.
So like the little girl, I remember she came up from wanted a picture with Peyton because she was so excited because Peyton will be 12. And she just said that Peyton was just so like energetic. So the little girl wasn't scared and she wanted to walk with her and stuff. And
that's
then
awesome.
we gave them, they had black jerseys, so we gave them pens to sign, but they couldn't get any signatures. But she got to see her favorite player walk by, and she was super excited, but she couldn't get a signature. with
Who's
him.
your favorite,
I
Peyton?
was
Shohei Ohtani.
Of course.
course.
I mean,
Yep.
what an incredible player and
Yep.
what an incredible series he had.
Generational.
How close did you get to him?
Like maybe 5 feet away from me, maybe 6.
Okay.
A few feet away.
Because they
we
were
walked
in
by.
the same tunnel to go out on the field.
Uh-huh.
So
That
they
is
Oh
really
my
cool.
gosh.
That is really cool.
Pretty awesome.
walked into the dugout and we walked straight.
Were you
So-
able to watch like batting practice and you get be close
Yeah,
to
did
the
you get
players?
good access before the game? Like you had,
No, wait.
No?
You guys were just in that they were like in the tunnel, like in the waiting zone, and then they got on the
Uh-huh.
field. They were on first base, so they stood in front the whole time.
They
And
called it like the donut area. That's what they called it.
yeah. I got you. Mhm.
How do you like Toronto? Is it a nice city? Where did you enjoy hanging out around there?
It's very clean. Like compared to America, it's very clean. Like their Walmarts are so organized compared to our Walmarts. It's
she
actually
was
wild.
amazed by the Walmart.
And they have like different candy, and it shows if they have nuts or not. So
Everything
you
was
have to go in
healthy.
the back and look. Everything's so healthy. It's just
So-
amazing.
I had
Sounds like
very
you're
much
ready
the,
to go.
I had very much the same reaction when I went to
Yeah.
Toronto for the first time. I went on a baseball tour, so I've been to the stadium as well. Gosh, probably about 20 years ago now. And as soon as we got into Canada, I looked out the window of the bus and I just thought to myself, man, this grass is green.
Right.
And just the entire, atmosphere was very much different from what I was used to, certainly in Ohio and let alone
Yeah.
here with certain things. Was there any player that you guys, either you or your mom, had a chance to interact with that maybe you didn't know about that might be one of your, future favorite players to go along with Shohei Ohtani? A lot of really good players from both teams.
No.
They
Or
I don't
just they did something in the game that
Um,
made you a fan.
what was your? Did you have any favorite plays?
I didn't actually.
No? You get any home runs?
No.
No home runs.
Mm.
Oh yeah, because you got a what, 2-1 game? 3-2 game?
Kurt.
See, it was
Kurt is definitely my new.
What's your nickname for him?
Oh,
You got this.
Who is?
You just gotta say it
I'm
online.
not gonna say
Yes,
it.
say
I don't want him to ever see it.
Our nickname for him is Fat Boy Kirk.
What are you
Fat
so?
Boy Kirk. Yeah,
he's-
well, I mean, he's a meme. There's the little
Yeah.
chubby, short Blue Jay meme
Look,
sitting
I got
outside the
to
window.
meet
Who
That's
is
awesome.
Kevin
that?
Player. I
Oh,
don't
Kevin Pillar.
Pilar,
Kevin
yeah.
Pillar.
yes.
And
Yeah.
he signed a baseball for me for my
Nice.
friend. So it was really cool. He was very nice. He was trying to be
Yeah.
incognito, but all the Blue Jay fans were over there and they talked about him.
Well, his eyes are very distinctive. I don't know how you would not recognize Kevin Pillar, especially wearing a Blue Jays jersey.
I was
Yeah,
getting confused with Kevin Millar, who played for the Red Sox.
yeah. And
Which would be-
Dexter Fowler was there. Michael Bourne was there. Nick Schwartz, is that how you say his name? The catcher, Nick Schwartz, Swisher.
Nick Swisher, yes.
Switcher, he was there.
Swisher.
Like Swisher.
Yeah, so all of them, there was a whole bunch of them, but they were all there and
Okay.
they played with the kids in that little Mets.
That's awesome.
That's
So
cool.
they
That's-
played like a wiffle ball. And then
Yeah.
that's when Jenny Finch was there and she was like pitching to them and then like teaching them
Oh.
different ways. And then they went upstairs. So that was the
Yeah.
downstairs. And what did you do upstairs? Because the parents weren't allowed upstairs. So I didn't get to see that.
There
part.
was batting cages upstairs, and we did like not workouts, but we took like these foam balls. We had to lay on our back and throw them straight up like 10 times, and then we did like little fun activities. I won like all of them. So.
Okay.
Of course you did. Not that you're competitive.
Yeah. Hey, but we talked a lot about your experience, but you had to earn this by your softball play. So tell me a little bit more about you and how much you've really enjoyed playing softball and how you're able to get this opportunity, winning this very prestigious national award, this Play Ball Award.
I really enjoy softball, and I'm pretty sure the way that like they picked me, I guess you could say, was by my pitching, which wow. It's cool because when I'm pitching, I don't think that my pitching is that good, but clearly they think that it's good.
Well, you're a perfectionist, of course, but I can attest that she's a really good young pitcher, a really good hitter. She can play wherever you want her, even though she's lefty. I've seen her play a little third base, left-handed. I've seen her do it all left-handed, and eventually they won't let you do that anymore. Some coach will be like, "You can't do that. You're left-handed," and they're gonna make you play first base and pitch and play the outfield. But that's okay. You can do it all. But yeah, she's a baller. Plays. You're with the Beaufort Bombers, and then of course you're on every Beaufort All-Star softball team always. We can count on that. So yeah, just an incredible trip, and obviously you guys are still kind of basking in the glow. I know, Jen, you were posting "Go Blue Jays" every game, and like you were still there, wishing you were still there. I know. But final takeaways from this experience. I mean, just what do you take away with this? Obviously, you're going to remember it for the rest of your life, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
For me personally, I think I like the way the MLB has these programs or youth programs, and they will allow you to put your name in the hat every year until you graduate, and they help you be placed in front of people for college. So I think every parent should look into it and look into the different programs. There's 10 of them, I think altogether, 8 or 10. I have to look myself, but they're all different ages, ranging from 8U all the way up to high school, down to the Jenny Finch Award that you can win. And every one of these opportunities, these children get to go to the World Series, so they get to be here and do it. She can do it multiple times, and it's all by like how the child progresses and put in the play pitch hit run is one. It's
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
Mhm.
so that is one that you can win. And but it's definitely like, how bad does your child want it, and how and how far are you willing to go as a parent,
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
so, and like I said, this part was totally taking, the MLB paid for everything, our flights there, our whole time
Amazing.
there. Like, so it's something that you just have to, tell your child that they're able to do. And then, once you get there, then you can, like have the opportunity. Here's Peyton's little ball from Jenny Pitch, like
That's amazing.
something,
Yeah.
but I definitely think it's our job as parents to put them in the right positions and
Yep.
then
Yeah.
help guide them
Understood.
to where it is. So,
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
so what about you? Anything you got taken away?
Like, what do you mean?
What
What do you take away from it? What's your overall feelings you're coming away from it?
What we remember, like how we remember
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
this amazing
What was your
trip
favorite
and
Experience.
opportunity. Yeah.
Had you been on an airplane?
Yes, I've been on
So that wasn't new.
no,
That
but
was a
what
long flight, huh?
This
Oh,
is your first time out of the country?
the way back though. So
What's that?
she got to ride in first class on
First
the way
class.
back. So she
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Very nice.
nice.
she got to
Hey,
kick
you
back.
got to save some of the experiences for adulthood, kid. You're getting them all in
Yeah,
right
she
here.
Yeah.
I don't know what I have to
What was
say.
your
Yeah.
favorite part about the trip? Name 3 things that were your favorite things.
Like
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Seeing Niagara Falls,
Ooh.
walking on the field,
Awesome.
and
Going up in that the scene.
going up in this big large tower. I forgot
The
what it's
CN
called.
Tower?
The
Yes.
CN Tower,
Okay.
right above like the stadium. So I was
Yeah.
under the stadium and above the stadium.
Yeah, it's like right next to the baseball field, isn't it?
It is. It's like
Yeah.
right there.
So we went at night, and we got to
Oh,
see our
man.
and stuff like that. So the night before she was underneath, and then the next day, Sunday, we went all the way to the very top, like the very, very
That's
top.
amazing.
That
And
is
you
so cool.
like into it and all that with all the lights and stuff. So that's
You
what
said
she
she got scared?
Awesome.
I got
She was
yes.
scared.
It was like,
I have one more question. You just talk about the softball baseball side of it. How will this experience, especially meeting a player like Jenny Finch, inspire you to continue to chase your goals on the softball field?
Chasing my goals. I have a lot of goals. Maybe like the best one of them is being like a really good pitcher and getting all my good ways to pitch down, you could say. But like overall, it was just fun.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Awesome.
Understated for once, Payton Ball. Well, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming on and talking with us. We've been talking about trying to get it done, and I decided it made more sense to wait until after, so you could tell us about what actually happened instead of just saying that you were going. That's exciting, but hearing about the actual experience was way more fun, and I'm definitely going to write something for the Island News as well about your experience. So thanks for joining us tonight, guys, and we'll see you out at the softball fields real soon, I'm sure.
Awesome.
Bye.
Thanks.
All
Have a
right,
good night,
take
y'all.
care.
Thanks so much.
Bye-bye. That's Jenn and Payton Ball. Great family. We talked with RJ before the show as well. And we would be remiss if we didn't mention Heather, who also is a great little athlete, plays multiple sports, and had a really good showing at the Skiza State cross country meet for the complete student, the Swamp Rabbits. Yeah, baby. LowcoSports.com is the best. Appreciate you, RJ.
But yeah, what a cool
No, that was
opportunity
fun.
that Major League Baseball provided to those kids to meet, not just baseball players but softball players who have been their childhood heroes and continue to be. So, what a just a opportunity of a lifetime for her and
Yeah.
that family. So, and being able to witness not just any World Series but that one, which was, in my opinion, one of the best ones that we've ever had, especially in my lifetime. Because I remember, obviously, I look
Right.
back to 2016 when the Cubs, your Chicago Cubs, finally ended that
Sorry, Marcus.
plus year drought as they
It's
beat
okay.
Cleveland. There have been some other good ones as well.
I'm getting over it. All these years later.
But, I'm still not over the Panthers Super Bowl loss in Denver and the one in New England as well.
Yeah.
You never get over those losses until you win one.
Right.
Yeah.
And I will say this, and I said it the night that Cleveland lost. If it would have happened against anybody else,
Right. It would
I
hurt
would have been
worse.
a lot more upset than I
Yeah.
was. Only
I,
because it happened against the
and
Cubs.
honestly, I felt the exact same way when I thought we were going to lose Game 7. I thought, well, at least it's the
It had
Indians. And
happened.
you know
Yep.
what? I'm happy for them. I was already resigning myself to, you know what?
And
I'm
that's
happy
kind
for
of
the
why
Indians fans after Rajad
so
Davis
many
hit the home
people
run.
felt just awful for the Blue Jays and the Blue Jays fans because
Uh-huh.
hasn't been like 100 years,
Brutal.
but it's been a generation plus in terms of
Yeah.
their title drought and how much that would have meant to that city had they held on for 2 more outs. But
I
I
mean,
mean,
my guy
just
Carlo was just gutted. Just gutted.
yeah. Oh my God, that's right. I totally forgot he's a Jays fan.
Oh,
Oh my
yeah.
goodness, that's just
Yeah.
oh
And it's been since long before he was alive,
yep.
so
93,
doubt.
94, somewhere around there. Yeah.
93.
91, I believe, wasn't it? Was it 93?
Or was it, I think 93 was the last time
They were
Right,
in
because
it.
then
They
the
that
lost
they
to
players
the
were
broke up
in
Phillies,
and after
right?
that, and then yeah.
But
I
they
think
lost to
that's
the
right.
Phillies.
Yep.
Yeah, despite the Joe Carter home run.
Correct. Yeah.
Touch 'em
Yeah.
all, Joe. You'll
Uh,
never the bigger home run in your
Bigger
life.
home run than that in your life.
I
That's
was on a
right.
school bus on the way home from a field trip to Springfield and Branson, Missouri, and I had my Walkman and my headphones on, and I was listening on the radio, whatever station I could pick up wherever we were on the highway, when I heard Joe Carter hit that home run.
Branson, Missouri. That's I believe where Bob Ross had his studios at one time
Could be,
for the joy
could
of
be.
painting. There was
Let's
something
check it
going on
out.
there. I know they were at WPIB. I think I have that right. In Indiana, I think it was, but I think they were in Branson, Missouri there for a while too.
I
Um,
bet you. I
just
that would check out.
yeah,
Max Farage has joined us somewhere.
just to get
Um,
back to the whole baseball side of
yeah.
things, I've had obviously similar experiences where I've had a chance to meet, you know, Cleveland Indians of the past and get
Mhm.
a different view of the stadium, you know, certainly press area. Did
Yeah.
that in a trip to Progressive Field back, actually it was Jacobs Field still back then, back in
Yeah.
2007, 2006, excuse me. Actually used that one of the pictures there. I've got the engineering headset on as I was kind of the faux engineer of the radio broadcast with Tom Hamilton and Matt Underwood. That picture was used in the montage that Jeremy Pope put together for the WHHI montage that was this week. Um,
Montage.
so
Oh yeah, I saw the
I certainly
montage.
know those experiences too, and to be able to meet those that you follow and are a fan of, great experience. But certainly for Peyton, even greater experience to meet somebody that she, you know,
Oh
is looking
yeah,
up to as a pitcher and as a player and as a young kid. Those experiences can really have an impact on your career for the positive. So that's amazing.
absolutely.
She got to do that, and being that have been to Canada a couple of times as well. It is a beautiful country.
I have been to Nova Scotia, but never to Toronto or Ontario. So not to
I
that
have
part.
not been
Really?
to Canada. I have not been to
I've,
Canada yet, but that's on
oh,
my list of places to go.
I've been to
Also, would love to
Vancouver
go to
and
Niagara Falls, which is
Victoria,
amazing.
and I
Technically, is
wanted
it
Niagara
technically
Falls
to
also
move
Canada?
to
is
Victoria immediately.
amazing.
Yeah, I haven't been there. I would love to
Yeah.
go there. But I wanted to move to Victoria immediately when we went there. I was like, this place is incredible because it's on the coast, but it also has mountains.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Ah,
that's
it's
beautiful.
amazing.
beautiful.
Amazing.
Oh,
British Columbia is
yeah.
phenomenal.
Oh, that's
Um,
a really nice place.
and hey, we may all be looking at him very soon. Who knows?
Yes.
But,
Yeah.
anyway, let's get some football talk in, boys, because it is the most wonderful time of the year. We are starting the playoffs this week, but first we gotta put to bed week 10, and we got scores scrolling across. You know about all of them by now. Hopefully, Bluffton 28-21 over May River. Hanahan 31-21 over Battery Creek. Pinewood Prep 48-28 over JP2, and Palmetto Christian 56-36 over Cross on Thursday. And then on Friday, the afternoon delight, HHCA held off Hilton Head Prep 33-21. Hilton Head beat Beaufort 53-20 to finish 9-1. Bishop England blew out Colleton County 55-0. Barnwell 43-12 over Whale Branch. Hardyville 45-0 over Allendale. Patrick Henry beat the Andrew Jackson Academy 26-6, and Thomas Hayward rallied past BA 32-27. Everybody is going to the playoffs, by the way.
Except
Everybody.
for
Except who?
the Cougars of Carleton County.
You're right, except for the Cougars of Carleton County. You're right. I was trying to figure out who was left out, but that's the one. Cross is in. Not only are they in, they're not a 4 seed. They're a 3 seed because there's only 3 eligible teams in their region. Because if you're playing down, if you're supposed to be an 11-man, but you've asked to play 8-man, which 3 of them have, they don't get to go to the playoffs. So Cross is a 3 seed. But that's neither here nor there. But let's get to some highlights. And Hampton County is in the house. They did not play this week, or last week, but they will play this week. Don't we know it? Let me push the right buttons here, and we'll get some highlights rolling. Sorry, guys. Off my game here.
All right.
We'll start it with the one you called, Marcus Walsh.
Okay.
The Bluffton Bowl. It was probably the game of the week, although Thomas Hayward Beaufort Academy certainly
that was a close second for sure, in my
maybe
opinion.
Even first, honestly.
I think just there's a lot
as far
more
as just the intensity
of the River game, even though Sharks hung in there. I thought
there was drama late.
There was a lot more drama
game.
In that one, but that was a good. This is a good one too. I think the big story was just May River find a way to stay in that fight for longer than expected. Surviving a couple of punches.
By the way, I got probably the best clip of the WHHI season by going inside the inflatable football helmet.
Yes,
it was nice.
It was a great pick.
But May River made some big stops early, like you said, West, to stay in this game. But Cordell Holly was really tough. He went for 118, a man. And then Amari spinning out of a tackle, making a man miss. He does not have to touch the ball very many times to make a big impact.
No.
John Mitchell came right back, though. And he put
I was really impressed with what he was able to do, too.
7.5. Heck of a game. And more Cordell. No, that's Lucas Gates that time on the
Gates
run.
with a couple of big plays.
May River did a really good job of limiting the damage. And then Bluffton shot itself in the foot a couple of times. You got a block on the back there and back them up. But Wes, this is your guy. Aiden McCarthy, 4th down conversion.
How many times did he come through in this game just with his legs and then just some great decision making?
Yeah, absolutely.
That was
he was tremendous.
Response there after May River made this game interesting, but man, they put the ball in the hands of their 2 players who have meant such an important part to this team in McCarthy and Holly, and they just continue to show up and show up and show up. And now I'm not forgetting about Amari Patterson. He was terrific. I thought May River able to do a good job limiting him at points and Warren, but had obviously Patterson had that big play early. But just credit to McCarthy for just doing a good job of managing the game. Using his ground game when he was able to, and just showing that elite quickness, decision making, and he has been such a well-growing component for a Bluffton team that has the weapons around him. But even so, you need someone who can take it in your own hands when the game is on the line and parts like that. And then as the game went on, he really started finding his groove in terms of the passing part of his game. And like I said, I think I said after the game, I said the week before, I think Bluffton still has a higher ceiling to reach, and I think that they're going to have an opportunity to do so in the playoffs as we get started this Friday, and a chance to start at home and much well deserved for a Bluffton team that I thought has really delivered on the offensive side in most sense, but I think the defense has shown up bits and pieces as well. But I think Hayden Gregory, I'm sure he's not satisfied. I'm sure there are some things that he'd like to see improve and be built up as they get ready for the first round of playoffs coming up on Friday. But I
For
think
as much for as much as I was talking about what Bluffton could do on the outside with those great receivers, obviously with great play from the offensive line, let alone the front seven on defense, I really thought that Bluffton could have a better chance, of course, to play the kind of style of game that May River has to play with running the football out of that slot T. And we talked about the slot T quite a bit during the ball game, especially Daniel Court, of course. And it ended up being that way in a lot of spurts with Cordell Holly just running, as I said, like a madman. And he ended up getting our player of the game for that. I mean, he was
Yeah.
a huge
Angry
key
runs.
Yeah.
to what was going on with angry runs. You said it, JJ. The offensive line did a great job blocking for him, and he really keyed in on a lot of big plays, and he looked like he hit a second and third and fourth gear throughout the night. Just a really great
Yeah.
performance by him for sure, and a well-rounded performance by Bluffton. But don't forget about May River. They ended up hanging with him step for step, and for most of the night they were very sharp as well.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, I think for me, like Cordell Holly is that X factor player for Bluffton High School. When he's playing good and he can get
when he's
get some
healthy,
good runs.
they're
And,
Yeah,
and
and
you
when
can
he's
see
healthy,
how much of an impact he
opens
makes
up. He
versus
opens.
when he was
Yeah,
not on
he
the
opens
field.
up the passing game. He
Yeah.
opens up the passing game with
Yeah,
those good
He can
runs.
receive
he
too.
softens up the middle of the defense because if you don't put guys in the middle of the defense, he's gonna pop a big one. You gotta
Well, he's just
you gotta put
he's
some
one
guys in the
more.
box.
I mean, he's one
So
more player. Yeah, he's one more player that defenses have to worry about because when he's playing
right.
good, that spreads
Well,
the
he's a whole
defense out even
different
more because of
element.
all the weapons they have already. Right.
It's a whole different element they have to worry about between the tackles there, and it just forces you to. It's hard to cover four guys and
Yep.
stack the box. I mean, it just
Yep.
the math don't math. So yeah, when he's healthy, they're a different kind of team, and they got other guys who can run the ball, but he's different. He's a load, as Court said, like standing next to him, he's a big boy.
He is.
And then don't forget about what Lucas Gates was able to do. I mean, they
Sure.
have other receivers who can step up. It hasn't just been Patterson, it hasn't just been Warren, but
Well, and Tyler
you've
Wolf
seen,
getting involved
yeah, Tyler
this
Wolf.
game with the
So
big touchdown grab.
I think the offense
It's
as
a
a whole,
lot of
I
guys.
think that there are other options that are starting to really show themselves. And I think if Aiden can continue that level that we saw in terms of passing the football late and they start on time in these games, I think that the offense is going to put some pressure on their opponents as we get into the playoffs. I think that this offense at its ceiling, I think is very lethal when it comes to the potential of what we can see, especially if that Cordell Holly ground game continues and then they can hit some throws over the top because of that. So that's really the bread and butter of why this Bluffton offense has been very successful, and I think it all starts with a competent quarterback, and
Yep.
they have one and a lot more than that in Aiden McCarthy. I kind of think this Bluffton team is a sleeper in that half of the bracket because of the high end potential of what this team can do. And if the defense can really rise forward as we get into it, I mean, I think Bluffton is set up for now that obviously they potentially have to go against the one seed as it goes on, but I like Bluffton as a team that could knock some teams off in this postseason if they can get to that style of game that suits them well, and they stay healthy, especially that ground game.
I think the other thing is too. I think this Bluffton team, when they're playing at their best, I think I mean, obviously, look, South Florence is an absolute, animal juggernaut of a team, but I think Bluffton has a offense built to withstand and potentially outscore South Florence too if it gets to that point. So I think I like where Bluffton sits in this bracket. I think they have a good shot of.
And they've got some guys on defense. Don't forget. I mean, there's some,
and especially when they play everybody both ways. I mean, they get that secondary is tough when you put Amari and Carnell over there and Gates is back there. So no, I think Bluffton's a real contender. They've got I have to say they have a tough road. Um, North Augusta in round two is a really tough matchup, and then because it's the only two seed that has to play. The two seeds have to play each other. The three or the four and the five. Yeah, the six plays three. Yeah. So anyway, it's two seeds playing each other in the second round. So that's a really tough matchup, and then you'd have to go to South Florence. But I like you guys. I think they're built for it. They can beat you different ways. They've kind of shown that. They prefer to outscore you, but they played May River's game more or less and outplayed them on Thursday. So I like them. You see there that Hilton Head and May River could have a rematch in round two of the playoffs, which is very interesting. May River's going to have some work with Wilson, and Hilton Head has to overcome a curse because the last two times that Hilton Head has welcomed South Aiken, it's been in the first round of the playoffs, both times, including 2008, the last region championship year. Both times the Thoroughbreds have upset the
Well,
Seahawks. So
have to
gonna
find
have
a way
to
to
buck.
exercise those demons. And
Yeah,
no better way
exactly.
to do
And
it.
I was at the
mentioned
2008 one. I remember it was a stunner. It
I'm
went
not.
sideways late.
Yeah.
I meant
28-27 was the final.
I
Have they not
mentioned.
played,
Sorry, Max. Go ahead.
have they not played South Aiken in the regular season? Was it this year or was it last year?
No, they played Aiken this year and
They
last.
Oh, that was
Aiken,
Aiken.
but not
That's right.
South
It was
Yeah,
Aiken,
that's
yeah.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Yep.
So
Continue.
they've only
Go
played
ahead,
South
Marcus.
Aiken twice, both in the playoffs. Go Marcus.
I
Marcus.
did mention earlier that I had a theory of where Javon was going to be heading this week. I think he's going to May River. I think he's going to see that. I think if I was him, I think he would go to that Wilson May River matchup. I had a chance to take a look, kind of compare records and whatnot this morning at work. And, May River has been a team that's just been kind of laying in the weeds. They do what they do. And obviously, they played a really good Bluffton team, on Friday night that I saw. But May River's got a good one with Wilson. Wilson's looks like a pretty good football team. So I just have
The
a
winner of
feeling
that
that
would
where
play
he
the
might.
I
Hilton
think
Head
that would make
South Aiken game.
sense. I think it would make sense for him to go there just because A, it's probably the most competitive of the matchups.
Right.
And B, it probably draws the biggest out of town audience because Florence is a long ways away. So a
Yep.
lot of people are not going to make the trip.
Right.
And Florence is football crazy. So everybody in the region will be watching it while they're at another game
Yeah.
if Wilson's playing. So, I mean, that's probably where I'd go if I were him. On the other
Same.
hand, May River has a rough setup. The
Yes,
press
that
box
is the one
situation is a
downside.
problem.
It's true. I
Much
should
better
know. I
deal
was
in
involved in
Bluff.
it with the
And I
bleachers a
should
couple weeks back
know.
with him.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always there.
So he might opt for Bluffton and the ample press box space / heating.
a
That
good point.
might go into his metric. But we'll let him let us know that when he lets us know. I also have some highlights from Beaufort Zone. Speaking of Javon, from the Hilton Head Beaufort game.
Talk
the
about a
Seahawks,
segue.
Yeah, and the Seahawks
I'm not
took
talking
care of
about
business.
something that the kids ride nowadays.
Those magic scooters.
Right.
Yeah.
Talk
So
about
the
a magic
Seahawks just
scooter.
kind of.
That's Zarnecki.
Yeah, facts. Seahawks kind of
Magic
Seahawked in
scooter.
this one.
Goodness
Magic scooter.
gracious.
Chad, the magic scooter. That was cheesy. That was corny.
It was
Brad, the magic
cheesy.
scooter
Really
went
cheesy,
for 14 for 169 and 3 touchdowns. He also had a 65-yard fumble return touchdown and a 92-yard punt return touchdown. And he had 8 solo tackles, 4 for a loss, and a sack.
Oh my god!
Oh my!
Taylor.
I just
Oh
once
my
again
god!
doing it
Liam
all
Taylor.
for the Seahawks team. I mean, it's
Aiden
hard to
Stewart
think
with a
of.
great
Now there
celly.
probably are, but it's hard to think of many more players more valuable to their teams this year.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thaddeus Zarnecki, he's on a short list from what he has done this year.
I think he's one.
Dad Scadabooth Sarnecki.
Thad Scadaboo is kind of good.
Well, Scadaboo didn't play
I like it.
defense.
That's
No, I know.
Scadaboo Sarnacki.
He's one up on
But,
Scadaboo.
no, I think he's got to be. I mean, I
Well,
guess
no,
Tony
we'll think of that.
O'Banner.
There are others. There are others.
Yeah,
that would
there
be
are
in the-
definitely others, but I just think for what he does
Jalen
on
Singletary.
all
There
three,
are definitely.
he
other-
doesn't make as big a. Yeah, God dang, you're right.
Yep.
He's right in there. Aiden McCarthy, you can make
Yes.
an argument for as well.
Yeah.
He doesn't play a lot on defense, but he does play a little, and he does punt, and he does a lot of things. Oh yeah, there goes
Goodbye.
Beaufort. I think that was Jamarion Jackson.
That was Jackson, yeah.
Yeah.
He's done great this year for Beaufort. He's done some
He
good
had a
things.
heck of a
this year.
matchup earlier in the year that we saw.
Against Creek.
Yeah.
That was a dime to.
Yep.
I think Jeremiah.
I think so.
Jeremiah had a big game. Yeah, the old Seahawks looking pretty good, but Beaufort showing some signs of life, but I don't think they're going to have enough to
go
up to South Point.
Tough one.
Get the
Still a
job
mismatch, even if they play their best game, most likely. I mean,
there goes
up there for the Eagles, but
the Impaler.
It's just
that was the punt return, I believe.
Yep. But I mean, there's a lot to like about Beaufort.
I mean,
they've been playing hard, and really most of the season they've been playing some pretty good defense. But
they really have, and BMS has come into his own. There he is. They get him for another year. He's got some juice.
Yep.
Got to develop a little more as a passer, but I think that'll come. I think that's Isom. He really had a good second half of the year. Unfortunately, he's a senior, so they won't have him back. They'll be looking for somebody else to step into that what has been really a coveted role. The lead back in the Beaufort offense is we've had some really, really good ones over the years. Most recently, thinking about Jaden Andrews, Casey Fields.
Yep.
This year was Isom. But a lot of those guys kind of came out of left field too. Andrews wasn't that much on your radar, and then all of a sudden he was the dude, and he was rolling up yards. So they could have the next one in the stable, waiting to come up next year. There's that man. That man is having
There
a
he
year.
goes.
There go that man. There go that man.
Goodbye.
Crazy.
See you later.
Yeah, and also shout out to your boy Marcus, Bo Sexton, with 4 field goals and 4 for 4.
My goodness.
Wow.
So again,
he could be a factor in the playoffs. I mean, talk about a guy who has shown up in terms of important kicks, or at least
he's solid.
We talked about May River a bit. Hudson Tanner, of course, the same way.
Yeah,
he can boot it. We got another one over at Harneyville, and Efrain Tinoco, who made another 33-yarder last week. So there's your 4A bracket. We have sort of already hinted at previews of those, but we'll get into it later in the week. But Bluffton home against Gilbert. Not an easy matchup. I mean, Gilbert's a quality program. Going to have to bring it. They did beat Midland Valley earlier this year, which is why Midland Valley is seated much lower than they were ranked and where they were in the RPI, which is a crazy matchup in round 1, North Augusta, Midland Valley. That is a very interesting one. Don't discount the possibility of an upset there that could get Bluffton a second-round home game. May River Wilson is going to be a dogfight, and then I think Hilton Head is going to take care of business. But
I think this is a different team and a much deeper and talented team than the one in 2008, in my opinion.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
But all right, here's your 3A bracket. Our only rooting interest is Battery Creek, which has to go to undefeated Loris.
That's going to be tough.
This is going to be a very interesting bracket, though, because
Yep.
Oceanside is obviously the team to beat.
They
But
look
you've got two small town teams in Loris and Newberry that are both undefeated, and whoever gets out of that battle is going to be a real challenge
Yep.
for Oceanside. It's reminiscent of when Hampton went up against them, and I think that one of those teams will have a shot.
Yeah.
Right.
Good luck, Crick. I can't say anything else other than that. I wish them the best.
It's going to be a long trip, and I hope they play
I mean,
hard and well.
I said on my show last night as I was going through all these brackets, all I could say was 2 words: good luck.
Yeah,
That's all I can think of.
More or less,
Yeah.
it's a tough spot, and kind of the same for Whale Branch, honestly. Going to Philip Simmons, who beat them 46-14 earlier this year.
Yeah.
It's just that's a hard thing mentally for kids to overcome when you got beat that bad. To think that to really convince yourself you can win, and so I hope they can get fired up for that one. But it's going to be a tough one.
It's
On the other hand, Hampton, they got them a nice little path here. They got Lake City coming in on Friday after a week off, so they should be fresh. Now, Shara is a handful, and that'll be a fight.
The thing about this two-way bracket
two.
is the parity of these teams.
It really is.
It's not much. I mean, I could see a bunch of upsets happening, or like a bunch of these teams could beat each other, and
right.
Even though Shara, if on a great day, Hampton can beat them by multiple scores, but then again, I mean, these teams are so evenly matched, and so I think that it's but at the same time, that means it's wide open for the taking. I mean, I think that Hampton has a real shot to get out of the lower state and go all the way. In a year where you don't have that, Oceanside in terms of powerhouse in Oceanside, you have a couple of really good teams. Like Philip Simmons is very good, and Central is very good. There are a couple of really solid teams in that bracket, and even on Hampton's path, there are a couple that are maybe a few that can trip you up if you were not ready. So Hampton's going to have to be prepared for a fight. I expect them to make pretty easy work of that first round game against Lake City, but after that, I mean, I expect Shara probably to go out of that game to be dangerous, but we'll see. Then you got Timberland, but Manning's a 1 seed, but Timberland could very well beat Manning, and then Hampton would host round 3. And then maybe Central knocks off or Atlantic Collegiate knocks off Simmons. You never know. Really never know, because it is so evenly matched with a lot of these teams in the lower state this year in 2A, and even the upper state. I mean, it is very hard to tell. Very hard to tell which of these teams is going to win that up play in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think, and while we're showing our brackets here, I did want to note that for our viewers tonight, if you're viewing live, you get first crack along with Team Lowco at joining the Lowco High School Football Playoff Bracket Challenge. You will note that you will have to make 3 picks at the end that are games that unfortunately will not happen. It would be amazing if we could have 4A versus 3A and 2A versus 1A. And then play a true state championship game, but we don't get.
That'd be fun.
That would be great if it could.
That would be epic. But you can pick those, but they won't count. But that was the only way I could set it up, where all 4 brackets were in one bracket challenge. But it should be fun.
We've talked about this all season with this 2A lower state division. That it is just wide open for the taking. I mean, any team could really finish with a lower state title. The question I would have is, you have to look at what the upper state bracket's going to do as well, because there's quite a few teams.
Well, we don't have to worry about. We only have to worry about one of them.
Well, I know, but I think Hampton.
But the goal is that you get to that last game and you play whoever's left.
There won't be an Oceanside waiting, that.
Right, but it's. Because I like Hampton's chances going through this bracket into the lower state finals. I mean, might be a problem. But
I think Timberland's very beatable.
I mean, the trip to a trip to Manning would, they got ghosts from last
that's a
year.
tough
That would be tough.
That is
whoever
true.
comes out of that bottom half between, probably Central and Philip Simmons, I think are the real contenders down there. Whoever comes out of that's going to be a problem. Like those are the top 4 or 5 teams in this bracket are very evenly matched. So those are going to be really good games.
Agreed.
Yeah, really good games. And then the 1A bracket, Ridgeland
This is
home against
interesting.
Bethune
Yes.
Bowman. They would go to Cross
That'd be
in round 2 if they get through there. Hardyville at home against Lakeview, rematch of last year's first round, which Lakeview won big, but 2 very different teams this year. So there you go. And the Hardyville boys are talking good game. They like the matchup. They like our chances, and
I like both teams' chances in this one. I kind
I
of like
do too.
I like Ridgeland's chances through potentially the second round too, because I think they have a shot against Class if they make it through.
You are underestimating Cross, I think.
No, I'm not.
Cross is a very
You could
good
be wrong.
team.
I know that. I know Cross is a tough
Trojans
team,
are a
but
very good team.
the way Ridgeland. Well, here's the other thing that I'm worried about with Ridgeland is the fact that they've sat out for 2 weeks in a row now.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
haven't
that's an
played.
issue.
They won't have played in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Or
That might be a
month.
that might be a problem if I'm Ridgeland. But I know Cross is good, but I like Ridgeland when they're playing at their best. I think they can go, and make it a close game with Cross if they get to the second round.
Yeah. I want to see how they come out because, like you said, there's really an opportunity to be flat after that
Yep.
much time off.
Exactly.
And their last game was a blowout loss to Bamberg. It was kind of a letdown game after they had such a good stretch. So I hope, I'm not inside there, so I don't know. But I hope they're in a good place. But that is definitely kind of a danger zone, so to speak.
I'm still kind of shocked that they ended up having a 2-week hiatus basically from playing football at the very end of the season. I think that's
unfortunate scheduling, to say the least.
terrible. It's awful scheduling if you're Ridgeland.
But Hardyville is definitely going in on good vibes. 2 straight shutouts, and all we have is huddle film, but we do have some huddle film from the big win over Allendale Fairfax. There's a touchdown pass. Millie Santiago had 3 TD passes and a touchdown run, and you're gonna appreciate the touchdown run. Here's your Frayne with the field goal, good from 33.
Nice kick.
Yeah, he can boot it. He's a heck of a soccer player. And then
It's a football.
Yeah, it's a Benny Hill music situation here, and
Oh, boy.
Kyrell's going to end up with it in the end. And oops, I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to do something else.
You said
Trying to go.
You said Benny Hill, and I had Blueberry Hill by Fats Domino going in my head.
I'm trying to make it go.
Oh,
full
goodness.
screen, but it won't. It keeps popping up the little thing when I try. So I can't make it go full screen from here right now. But there we go. Kyrell scoops it up. He scores. He does a little hop into the end zone. And then what we got here? Oh, this is Millie with the hit stick. Knocks that man's helmet off.
Bam.
Oh my God.
Angry run. Millie
Wow.
Santiago, touchdown. Go Canes. And then this time it's Millie. Oh, yeah, I had to back it up because I missed the first part of the clip. Millie hitting Kyrell again.
That works.
2-5 off to the races.
That'll work.
Found a
You know,
seam.
I got to give
It's crazy
props.
because Millie,
Go ahead.
he struggled for a few games there, but man, he has turned it on the last couple of games.
And that's what you want to see, especially out of your quarterback.
Right.
But I do have to I got to give props to Allendale Fairfax because, they have struggled the last few years, but they're starting to turn a corner with this program, despite their loss on, Friday night.
They had a productive year. They really
Yeah.
did. New staff. It's new staff every year. I hope these guys can stick around for a while because they did do some good things. Their guys were confident coming into this game, and
they got a great win against Denmark. They had a great win against Denmark. Olar.
That was
what was it? Yeah.
Speaking of angry runs, that was Tukey at the end. They had a big win against Denmark, and that gets them into the playoffs. And their reward is they get to go to Carver's Bay, undefeated. Long trip to face an undefeated.
Yeah.
But that's it, man. I mean, sometimes you got to go see what that looks like to motivate you to get to where you want to be.
Right.
And everybody goes through that life cycle when they're trying to build their program into a winner. So props to those guys at Allendale for sticking it out in a tough season, getting a dub, and getting to go to the playoffs. And now let's talk a little Skeeza. We got some afternoon delight. Marcus, you and
Yep.
Max both made it out to Sea Pines. Max
We
on
were-
the camera here.
We were both of the
Doesn't
matchup
pass,
between May River and Bluffton, of course. So we did the afternoon delight as well together. And tell you what, this was a really competitive game, and we had a chance to see, or at least I had a chance to see Hilton Head Prep twice. I think that was the same with you, Max. I am so impressed with what this team has been able to do this year.
Yeah.
Definitely grown by leaps and bounds. Had some tough starts, obviously, because of circumstances that were out of their control, but
Right.
they really have turned it on. And for them to battle with HHCA the way they did, especially in the second half, after being down 21-6, and with Joey Hop just going off.
Yeah,
I
there
mean,
he goes.
the dude
of the
was on
devil.
another planet.
Speak of the devil. There he is.
Really a great performance by Hilton Head Prep, and they probably had their heads hanging just a little bit because of the way that they weren't quite able to get the job done against HHCA. But it's been a great year for them, and they're in the playoffs.
Yeah,
It's the
they
road,
are.
but they got in.
Yep.
Good luck to them.
The way they played JP2 and HHCA at the end was impressive.
Phenomenal.
And I really think if they had played Dylan Christian on full rest, I think they win that game. I don't think it's fair they had to play that game on Tuesday. They were just snake bitten by the scheduling stuff and the weather stuff.
And I'll say
but the
this
progress
too.
is visible here at the end of the year.
I've called several of these games in my career between Hilton Head Prep and HHCA. This is the best that Hilton Head Prep has looked in a long time
And
against the Eagles.
You could also say it's the weakest HHCA team in a few years, probably. I mean, we've been kind of we were beating that drum a few weeks ago.
Don't quite have the beef on the lines.
But those are sort of related, you know. I mean, if your rivals are getting better, like, you know, I mean, it's kind of a push and pull situation.
Right.
The market for kids who are looking to go play private school football is the market for the most part. And if they're not going to one school, they're going to the other, you know. So sounds like it seems like Hilton Head Prep's clawing back into it little by little. I think Doug McFadden will get them there.
And Sean Hardy, too, with everything that he's doing for that entire athletic program as the AD, doing a tremendous job.
Oh, yeah, and the athletic department
without question
is kicking butt.
Yeah,
it's just
Steve
football
Fuller's
had
been great as well.
Not the way. But yeah, HHP really showed some muster to get back in this thing. You know, it was looking like it was going to get away from them, and they scored twice and pulled within 6. Right,
end of the game, yeah,
had a chance, had a couple 2-point conversions even. But Cresslinghouse continues to.
He's showing me
really impressed.
big time.
He threw for 305 and 5 touchdowns.
He's getting
picks. Had 72 rushing and 4 tackles on the defensive side. Really nice game. And when we get through the highlights, we'll check out the Skeeza brackets.
Yeah, a lot of excitement throughout Ski, especially we have a bunch of teams in 1A, which will be a ton of fun over there. But I think Hilton Head Prep, they've taken a step forward this year, but you know they had a tough start to the year with all the rain, the weather that kind of kind of dampened some of their games at home, and then they had some really tough teams that they had to go up against. So I think from the game now this year, I think they've grown together as a team, and I think they've hopefully laid the foundation for a couple more guys to continue to improve this program. But I feel like Hilton Head Prep, there's a lot more potential. I think we could see in the future if everything goes right with that program. But it's great to see Doug McFadden do good work there and take some positive steps for the football program, because there were a couple of years where it was really on like total life support, and now you're starting to see some success.
And I have to say too, and we obviously talk about what Dave Adams was able to do in his illustrious career at a bunch of different places. Those were lean years, and I think those were some
Yeah.
of the years certainly that Wes was referring to.
Well,
But Dave got a lot out of those
I know.
players
I was
too.
most
Oh, well,
referring to
no,
last
we were talking
after
more about
2021.
the
The
Dustin
Etheridge years, and then
Etheridge.
at the
Oh
beginning.
yeah, the Dustin Etheridge years for sure. I
Yeah,
think
those
nothing
were rough.
against him, and I had a
No,
chance
he's
to
a smart football guy.
know him
It's important.
a little bit and interview him and whatnot. But yeah, he was a little bit over his head. I think very very good coach, very very nice guy for sure. But he definitely
I think
was
it
in
was
a little bit over
more.
his head. I think.
I don't know that he was over his head. I think he actually was one of those guys that he came from a higher level, and he had look, people who have done it will tell you it is way harder to coach at a small school than it is at a big school
I
because you
can
just
buy it.
don't have the resources. You have to do everything yourself, and the other thing is you have to teach things that you didn't have to teach before. And so I think, it's kind of like
Yep.
just because you have coached at the college or professional level doesn't mean you can coach kids because you have to teach the kids things that you took for granted decades ago.
Yep.
And so I think there was a little bit of
Right.
that. I think Etheridge is a brilliant football guy by all accounts and is like could be a college coordinator, I'm told, like he's that kind of football mind.
And
I think
that's what I mean. That is
yeah,
what I mean.
Exactly.
Thank you for bringing that
yeah,
up,
I think
JJ.
when he
That's what
went
I
to
mean
Hilton
about
Prep, he
him
was
being
having
a
to
little bit
teach
over
it on
his
a
head.
level.
Yep.
He
Because
was
my thought
above.
it was
Yeah,
exactly that he could be
yeah.
a really good coordinator,
I
offense,
think he was.
defense, you name it. But I think there was just a little bit extra, just based off my
Yeah.
experience seeing him with the team and
Well,
whatnot.
and McFadden will tell you he's going through that too. He's coached at the college level, and not so much with the teaching aspect of it for him, but with the just like stats, and things like
Yeah.
that. Like
Yeah.
he's always had somebody to do that, and he didn't even
Right.
realize what he didn't know he needed to do until he got into it. So be the first to tell you he's still figuring all this out as far as running a high school program and a small school goes.
I think he's
It's a
got
lot.
some of his family working with him.
Oh, I'm sure.
As if I recall correctly, talking to him more in depth just after media day. I think he's got his daughters on staff doing a lot of
There you
that
go.
stuff too. Because he
There you
said
go.
it's definitely a family affair over there
Yeah.
at Hilton Head Prep, which is awesome.
Tremendous.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And then one other. So yeah, looking at the bracket for 3A, Christian Academy will be at home against Trinity Collegiate. We assume we haven't seen official brackets, right? Like we're just operating.
Yeah,
These
I
are
mean,
official.
the
I think most of these
draw
games are on max preps now, so
Right.
I think we're safe.
right. Yeah,
Um,
but like
I'll
we
double
know
check
they're
tomorrow. There were a bunch that weren't updated, especially.
yeah, but
like,
the
speed
seeding
aspect.
is predetermined, so we know where everyone's going
yeah,
based on
yeah,
the region.
we think, yeah.
We
Stricklander
think,
and I are
but you
both
never know
pretty
with
sure.
season.
We're pretty sure.
Yeah.
But JP2 going to Florence Christian, and then in 2A, it'll be Prep going to Calhoun Academy.
Yeah.
They played them tough in the playoffs last year, but Calhoun is having a really good year.
Yeah, much
So
better
that's
season.
going to be a tough game for them, but we'll see if they can get through there. And then in 1A, we had a Donnybrook on our hands, and Wes has some highlights from Harvey Beach Stadium, where
Ooh,
they
this was
never spare anything with the run out.
oh yeah, they got the
I love
pregame
this
fireworks. They got it all over there
Oh,
at Thomas Harris.
Pyrotechnics.
Yep.
Harvey
Terrific
Beach is a
atmosphere.
fun
One of
place
the
to
better
call a game.
atmospheres in skis football, or
I
definitely
No, it's a
this
great
this
one.
area
Look
of
at
skis
this
football.
tip drill.
Ooh,
Devin
tip drill.
Fripp comes out with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, talking
Man,
about right
that's a
place,
lucky
right
break.
time there for the early BA touchdown. That kind of shocked Thomas Harris early, but they were able to respond and kind of get back to their game. And Tony O'Banner doing his part, some shifty running spin move. I mean, just incredible to see him when he's at his best. But BA continued to get right back at every punch that Hayward threw early. And, it's a lot more run up the middle by Nick Underwood, who continues to be unappreciated with what he has done this year. Tremendous running back, and a little trickery there is
Yeah.
Devin Fripp. Devin Fripp had himself quite a game as well, fighting
He's a
for every
great
yard.
player.
He really is a good deep threat. He's been just a really all around terrific receiver this year for Beaufort Academy. But there you
Underwood
see
in the
Nick
end
Underwood
zone.
once again fighting into the end zone. But Thomas Hayward, we saw a lot of good stuff there from Josh Gibson, who
Yeah.
has
Tough.
been just tremendous under center recently, and he took what that BA defense gave him all night long.
Which
He has
was at
been
times not a lot, but the Rebels making
yeah.
the most of it. Ooh,
Oof.
Tony upended,
Oh,
Oh,
goodness.
yeah.
but he was okay.
Look out, big fella.
Yeah. Timber.
Yeah.
Nice pass. Surveying the field.
Yeah, this Thomas Hayward offense, it's not just O'Banner. We've seen some of that passing attack improve as the year goes on, but it really is punctuated and
Still got
predicated
Tony.
by what O'Banner can do. And I missed out on some big highlights in the second half because I was
You
I
were
was on the
reporting
show.
live for us.
But tremendous finish. This was one crazy and unfortunately marred by a very severe injury. And if we
Yeah,
find
that's
any
right.
more updates of the Thomas Hayward player who got carted off very close to the end of the game, we hope that he is doing all right. And
There was about 3 minutes or so left in
yeah,
there. wasn't it?
of course, Hayward was able to get the ball back, ended up scoring the go-ahead touchdown, which they were able to hold on and win thanks to the defense making a big play and picking off a pass. But yeah, the defense stood tall for THA, and Jackson Simcox is the player that we mentioned. Who I just hope for all the best for him and that he's doing well. Scary sight to see him carted off the way he was, but Grayson Hyman with the also someone who had some tough situations in that game. We hope that he's doing well on top of that, but just a really impressive resilient effort from Thomas Hayward and
Gibson.
talk about a team that Gibson was tremendous, but talk about a team that had just a really tumultuous start to the year. They had a lot of games canceled or postponed. They had some really tough performances that did not look characteristic of Thomas Hayward football, but they were able to put it together now, and they're sitting pretty. They're sitting in a good spot at that 2 seed right now. To get a home game, not just a home game, but to go up against Carolina Academy, and more importantly, avoid that trip to Dorchester was huge. Because that's where BA has to go now.
Yeah, so they send BA to Dorchester, which Dorchester beat them in the regular season. And it also makes BA have to go back through Colleton Prep, which I don't know. That's probably preferable to having to go to Williamsburg. Just the devil you know situation.
But I also
think Thomas Hayward would have to go to Williamsburg. Who knows, man? Who knows?
Yeah. The only other thing I would say with that part of the bracket is obviously Colleton and Dorchester already played this season as well. And Dorchester beat Colleton. So
Dorchester's already run that.
Yeah. So that's if I'm Colleton Prep, I think they're going to be okay against Lee, but it's who they end up facing in the second round that may worry me a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're rooting for BA for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't like that draw for Dorchester, though. I mean, you beat everybody but Williamsburg, and now you gotta play two teams you already beat in tough games potentially, and one of them you got to go on the road, and you already beat them in the regular season. But that's why we like what they're doing with 4A now versus this sort of rudimentary 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3 setup. But that's what you got. in the 1A bracket, and then amazingly, as we mentioned earlier, 0-10 cross in the playoffs. And not only that, but a 3 seed,
Would you believe?
because there is no 4th eligible team in that region. So WW King will get a bye. And,
Reminds me of the year Hilton Head Prep got in all over again.
Yeah, that
right.
was
Those
pretty
poor
recent.
A few
kids.
years back.
Those
Yep.
poor kids. I feel so sorry.
But you know
Well,
what?
played extra game,
They
still no
scored. They scored 36 points
They had a good
Yeah.
last
they had a
week.
game.
Their best offensive showing yet.
Yep.
So I mean, they get to play another game. They get to practice another week. That is the big
That's
thing
the
for them
best.
right
Being able
now.
to play
That's
one
huge
more
for
week and continue playing your season. It's
Is there anyone
They're
on
getting
this
Tough.
better every week. There's no
is there
denying.
anyone in this
Exactly right.
bracket that they haven't faced this season? I think Wardlaw is
Yeah,
one
no,
of them.
they haven't played any of the other region teams. They've only played Holly Hill and Jeff Davis twice each.
Yeah.
They played them twice each,
Right.
but none of their other teams in their region are eligible. So they haven't played most of these teams. That's the other region. So we'll see. I got Holly Hill taking it all. The Raiders. They look tough. They look tough this year.
Yeah.
So that's all your playoff brackets.
There you go.
And that's all the highlights we got from week 10. So I guess we can talk about sponsors and then we can get into our parting thoughts. We got Hudson Seafood House on the docks, a great place for seafood sunsets and cocktails on Hilton Head Island, right on Skull Creek. Beautiful place. And also presenting sponsor of Under the Bus. New episode tomorrow night at 8 on the Lowco Media Network. So you can hear what Bob Stevens, Curry Kirkpatrick, and Rich Basirico have to say about all the biggest stories in sports. Of course, they'll talk World Series, NFL. They
College
always throw
basketball
college
getting going
football
tonight.
coaches under the bus. Yeah, Rich and Curry are going to be riled up about college basketball getting started. So check that out. Sponsored by Hudson Seafood House on the docks. If you need a personal injury attorney in Beaufort, call on our friends with a rare name who provide remarkable service. Twinge and Twombly Personal Injury Attorneys, official sponsors of LowcoSports. And also Coach Barron over at HHI Windows and Doors. He traded in his whistle at Hilton Head Prep. He's focused on a new kind of screens. He wants to improve your view of the Lowco at HHI Windows and Doors. Then we've got our official wrestling club, Reverence Wrestling Club, presenting sponsor of the Lowco Grind. And it's wrestling season, boys. Basketball and wrestling season started today. They started practice today officially.
Yeah.
So it's underway. And of course, Jay's Barbershop, the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. So we're down to parting thoughts. Marcus Walsh, lead us off.
I was trying to figure out where I wanted to go with my parting thought. I'm going to go right where Wes laid the groundwork. College basketball starts tomorrow. And I tell you what,
tonight.
Oh, okay.
Tonight. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It started tonight. A huge game, though, tomorrow in Charlotte, not too far from our neck of the woods, between the Texas Longhorns and the Duke Blue Devils, as it's the Dick Vitale Invitational. That's right.
Awesome, baby.
By
With
the
a
way,
capital A. Are you serious?
Big game tonight, actually, as well.
Be a great environment with Dave O'Brien, Jay Billis, and Dickie V on the call of that one. Really looking forward to seeing what happens, especially in the SEC. There's some really good teams. ACC has 4 or 5 really good teams. Duke leading the way there. It's going to be a fun season, boys. Obviously, Big 12 and Big 10 in the action as well. It's here.
Oh yeah.
By the way, big game tonight. I believe number 4 UConn is taking on, currently taking on number 25 North Carolina. Great game, or at least it should be. Great game between those two. Are they playing right now? I haven't even looked.
Let's see here.
Might have to flip away from this Cardinals Cowboys game.
I would.
Why
would you want to watch that?
Isn't much of it.
Yeah. Why would you want to watch that?
It says here North Carolina played Central Arkansas, so I'm not sure if you're
maybe.
Look at that! Catch down the sideline, and Dallas has a huge first down.
You sure you ain't talking about the women's game?
That is the
battle
battle of mid going on there between the Arizona Cardinals, the 2-5
Yeah.
Arizona Cardinals, and the 3-4-1 Dallas Cowboys.
That might be
CeeDee
exciting
Lamb.
basketball.
Yeah.
Although,
Who are you saying, Max?
With a
Who are you saying is playing?
huge
UConn?
play.
hold on.
Where
No,
no,
UConn played some
I was
of
looking at
North
something else,
Carolina.
wasn't
North
I?
Carolina didn't
Yeah,
play
no, they weren't
UConn.
playing.
Nah.
Who did I see?
Oh, no.
North
Yeah,
Carolina played.
My bad.
They played Central Arkansas.
Something
beat
came
by
across
40.
my phone
Yeah.
just now.
UConn played
so-
New Haven. New
Yep.
Haven.
New Haven.
Not
Although
North
there is
There
Carolina.
are
New
some
Go
big
to
Haven.
games,
Louis'
though.
lunch.
Although speaking of North Carolina, if we want to talk about big games, they got a big one coming up on Friday. Kansas and North Carolina
do.
taking on
Oh,
each other in basketball
Yep.
on Friday night at 7:00.
go Heels.
Prime time.
Ooh, yes.
That's gonna be a good one.
That's a,
Rock Chalk Chicken Hut.
yeah, that should be two blue bloods going at it. It's always fun.
Oh yeah,
Down with
always.
Kansas. All right, Max, did you have an additional parting thought?
I do. So actually, I got two, but I wanted to show you guys this. I showed it on my show last night. For those of you who didn't watch, go check it out. I did my uni check because I never got a chance to do it this week, just because we were all so busy and it was a weird week with Thursday and Friday football games.
It was
But
a
I
weird
did.
week.
Yeah, I did want to show you guys these. If you didn't watch my show last night, this is Coastal Carolina.
Oh yeah, that's
And
clean.
really cool jerseys. But what makes them even more unusual is
Do they glow in the dark?
Oh, glow in the dark.
Nice.
Very
Oh,
They glow in the dark.
nice. You were telling me about these the other night.
yeah.
Sweet.
Those are fire.
Oh,
The chance.
those are sick.
Those are
Ladies and
clean.
gentlemen, those are the helmets.
Oh,
That's the helmet.
that's wicked.
That's outrageous.
Man,
It's so cool.
is
That's wicked.
I had to show you guys this on our show tonight. For those of you who didn't watch my show last night, go check it out because I had that as well as a couple other unis, including a
is
Tough
fantastic.
looking
University
beach
of-
chicken.
a University of Utah helmet. That
That
by the
thing's
way-
nice too.
yeah. So those are, by the way, that Utah helmet. If you go look, check it out yourself. The game from what they wore on what was it, Saturday?
Saturday night against Cincy.
Every
Yeah.
single one of the helmets, every single one of the helmets they had for the game was hand painted. Hand
Really?
painted, yeah.
That's crazy work.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, they've been known to
Crazy
do
work.
this. They do this once every year where they have one of their helmets that is, fully hand painted
That's
from
crazy.
scratch, which is really cool. I absolutely love that.
The amount
That
of
is
time
a lot of
spent
work.
on that's got to be
That's pretty
insane.
cool.
All
You
right.
better be making some money.
Wes, wait, did you have another
Yeah,
one?
one
still?
more. I think Max had one more.
Sorry, I had one more. Can I just say, obviously, you guys were talking about the World Series earlier tonight. I
Mhm.
wasn't on for that, but I just have to say that is by far, I think, the best World Series I have seen since 2018. If I'm being very honest
2018?
with you guys,
The Red Sox?
Red Sox, Dodgers. Since then, not
Yeah.
many really
Only
solid.
since then?
I think so. The only other World
Yeah.
Series I can think of
Hey,
between now and
honestly,
2018 was 2021 between the Braves and the Astros. Other than
Yeah,
that,
I mean, you have
more
the bias
very
towards
watchable.
your home team when they win it. So obviously, 2004, 07, 13, and 18 were exciting for me. But
Yeah.
that 18 World Series brings back PTSD. When Nate Eovaldi pitched that gem into the 18th, and then they got walked off.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
But I mean, I look
Yeah.
at this World Series and I think this is easily, in my opinion, the best World Series
Yeah.
so far this decade.
Oh yeah. I
there's
mean,
no
I think
doubt-
it might
no
be
doubt
the
about
best
that.
of my
I
lifetime.
think it's by far.
I agree. I think
don't
this
know
is
what's
one of the best World
better.
Series I have ever seen.
Yeah,
That's why I was like, you're only going back to 2018.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
No,
if I'm thinking about it, there's some good World Series since 2000 that could, I think, match up with
I
that.
mentioned 2001 when the Diamondbacks beat the Yankees in that 7-game
yeah,
series.
that was an epic one. That was
Yeah.
an epic one.
You know,
It was.
but I would say this: half a second, fellas. We were half a second away from the Toronto
not
Blue
even
Jays
that.
winning. Well, not
Yeah,
even
Not
that.
even that.
From winning
We
the World
were-
Series.
We were, yeah, like,
And really, it
we-
was like a near collision in the outfield away where I
right.
still
we were
believe
so
that
close
was
so
nuts.
many
Yeah.
times.
hung on and caught that
I thought
ball.
that ball was down. It was.
I thought it
I
was
did
too.
too.
I thought Kike was torched, and then Pajes came out of nowhere and just clocked him. and
Looked like a
caught it.
running back
What a
going after
game!
that ball,
What
man.
a series!
Goodness gracious.
Oh, it's so
Unbelievable
good.
series. What a
Yeah.
sport.
Just-
Speaking of which, your Bravos have named a manager. they have promoted bench coach Walt Weiss to the.
Yeah, I kind of saw that one coming.
Good name.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
Great
sense.
option.
What a
All
dude
right, so
back in the day.
I got two of them. We'll start here in the Low Country, we talked a lot about the playoffs in high school football, which starts this Friday, but we still got other sports in the fall that are not complete, including girls tennis, because the Seahawks are still alive, and I got to check out their match on Thursday when they beat South Florence in a match they won pretty decisively. I was impressed with the way the Seahawks battled out there. They've got some tremendous. Obviously, this has been a dynasty years prior, and they continue to be a tremendous year in year out. When they ran into Lucy Beckham when they were the same classification, they just they kept running into them and did not have the greatest success. But I like their chances against Gray Collegiate tomorrow on the road. I was just really excited about the consistency that they played with. They didn't make many unforced errors. I love the camaraderie. It's tennis is an individual sport, but they still hype each other up and they cheer each other on. That's the cool thing about team tennis is you're still seeing what everybody else is doing. You're trying to hype each other up while you're playing. It's a cool environment, and
yeah, it is.
I like the way they play together, and they even though they're playing individually, playing separately, just that feeling that they're playing together for a common goal, and the excitement that I've seen with that team, including Ruckno, one of the Ruckno sisters, still.
Alyssa,
yeah,
is that the Ruckno we've got going now? There's always a Ruckno, and where there's a Ruckno,
there's a way.
There's a Gilman. There used to be Gilman back in the day as well.
Gilman for the cross country. Yeah.
But then
you got a Gilman, you got a shot.
Yeah, I remember covering Emily, the first student athletes we covered when we started this podcast. We had Emily Ruckno on; she was fantastic. And then we still have another Ruckno, Alyssa, who has been outstanding. But then the other player who really impressed me was Carly Anthony, who was just incredibly consistent out there. Such a cerebral, smart player, and that's everything. When you can outsmart your opponent, I mean, we see that in the pickleball court as well. When that sport is growing, but tennis. It's such a there's an aspect you have to make smart decisions and very quick decisions when you're playing tennis, and I thought Carly Anthony did a great job of that. Delaney Royal as well. They've got some stellar players and some young players as well. So keeping on the Seahawks team, they got Gray Collegiate in the lower state finals coming up tomorrow, and if they win that one, they get through the lower state. They always seem to have a good chance, but AC Florida, they're looking pretty good this year, so they could definitely provide a challenge if it's them and the Seahawks in the state championship, which would be, I believe, Saturday at 10 a.m. Which, we'll see if they can make it up there. And then my second parting thought: it has been a while as a fan of the Carolina Panthers to be able to celebrate a win that happened in this fashion, knocking off the number one seed, I believe, in the NFC, taking down the Green Bay Packers, and just to see what Dave Canales has done to get this team to where it is now, and Rico Dowdle, which has just been a revelation for that team in that run game.
Although he almost cost them the game yesterday.
Now, I mean. Yes, because the celebration pushed them back to PAT, and then that with an 8-point differential versus a 7-point differential allowed the Packers to tie it. Instead, they had to go if it was an 8-point game, they would have to go for 2. But I'll say that Dallas' performance on the ground, I think, outweighed that penalty. He has been tremendous and has really set the tone for that whole entire offense. And I just think the receiving room has taken a step forward. I mean, obviously, Ted McMillan has been fantastic, but some others, like I think Xavier Leggett has reached another level. Coker,
he really has
a young receiver. So, I mean, I think Young's racing this game, but I think the overall offense as a whole has improved, and then that defense just lights out the way they were able to put pressure on Jordan Love and spoiled his 27th birthday over there in Lambeau Field.
Yeah.
But I think the funny story that kind of came out of this, I'm not sure if you've been following the Meow Mix podcast, which when the Panthers were off to a terrible started the year 1-3. It looked like it was going to be the same old team that has been disappointed for really this entire decade plus up until what we have seen this year. They've been doing this podcast, just Carolina Panther Talk since 2019. They put up on social media, that's it. We're done, and we've had enough. We're ending our podcast. We're retiring, and that made pretty big news when it happened. Even though it wasn't a huge podcast, it got fans talking. After that, right after that happened, the Panthers got on that hot streak. They went 4-1, and they kind of quit in the team, and then all of a sudden, saying, "Hey, we're all right. We're coming back. We're going to come back on the air." And the fan base was like, "No, not so fast, not so fast." Because ever since you left, we have been on a tear. We've been 4-1. We've been playing so much better football, and
you're not welcome here anymore.
That's when a team starts winning. I mean that's not how it works. I mean you have to be there through the thick and the thin.
Covering
the team at its worst to be there at its best. And so
and if the fortunes turn when you walk away, then you damn sure better stay away. You were the bad vibe.
And
it might have been the bad vibe.
There were several players and current and former players that reached out on social media saying, "Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah. No. You get yourselves back over there and be quiet like you were when we were winning."
Exactly. Meanwhile, my Atlanta Falcons are continuing to be the garbage dump of the NFL.
They're not the garbage dump, but
they're dumps. They are a dumpster fire right now. Marcus, don't even start. That team.
What I'm saying is they're not the worst.
No.
There are.
They are sure playing like it. That is
when you have such a talented guy in Bijan Robinson to build an offense around.
But it's not even
and Drake London scored 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
I mean, he was tremendous.
At least you aren't the Bengals.
No, that's true. But I would say this:
or the Browns.
You have Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Darnell Mooney, who's probably one of the best possible number 2 receivers you can have on this team. And Raheem Morris and Zach Robinson are the 2 worst coaches you can possibly have for this offense right now.
Hold on. Darnell Mooney is not even close to the best WR2 in the league.
No, but for the Falcons, that's the best they can possibly have for a WR2. But he's been good at that position too for them.
What does that even mean?
It means that the Falcons aren't going to go after players that are of high importance.
Why not?
They haven't. Because their front office doesn't make any good.
Spends the same amount of money.
Their front office does not give me one good outside of Bijan.
Okay, but hold on. You can't slam the coaches because if you're saying that
the coaches have not made good coaching. Look, Justin, I've watched them play this season. When it's 3rd down and about 8, and what do?
I was just trying to follow your logic. If it was the players or the coaches, that was all.
I don't think it's the players. I think the players are doing the best they can, but I don't think they got the best possible coaching they can have right now to build this team up. I don't, and the funniest thing was Raheem Morris. I don't know if you guys saw, but the post-game conference, Raheem Morris, after their loss on Sunday to the New England Patriots, was complaining about supposedly the New England Patriots were clapping while they were trying to hike the ball. And I'm just sitting there, I'm thinking, well, why? Why would you say that? Why would anyone be clapping? Because no one in the NFL. But no one in the NFL
have to go.
Does
Morris have to go?
I think he does. I think he does. I think it's gotten to the point where it's just not working. Like I like Raheem Morris. I like the idea of Raheem Morris, but he just hasn't lived up to what expectations were, especially with a high-powered offense that he has in his hands. Because I do think they have a high-powered offense, and when they play really good, I mean, look what they did against the Buffalo Bills. They were on their A game against the Buffalo Bills and beat them.
Yep.
But ever since then, they just have not played their best game.
I'm gonna play a little devil's advocate here and tell you to not give up on this team yet, because
I'm
here's the
not,
thing. Just
but
what, 3 weeks
I agree.
ago they beat the Bills and they
Yes.
looked good doing it, man.
they
And
did.
then Penix got hurt, and they had to play with Kirko 2 Chains
Yeah, but
for
that
a
was
game, and it was a debacle. But then this was Penix's first game back from injury, right?
it was.
So,
By the way, I'm gonna
and they
put
were
this,
in this game, and the
Very much
they
so.
were.
Patriots might actually be good? Question mark.
It's
I think they
it's
are.
shocking. I think they
they
And
are
are.
good.
so I'm just saying, let's not punt on the Falcons yet.
Well, they need to find a kicker.
There's so much parity. Well, they do need to.
Yeah.
They need to
never
find a
should.
kicker to begin with.
Yeah,
that-
well, I
they
think
do.
like I said, the
lose
irony
to
about that was
Just-
Parker Romo was let go by the Patriots.
Right, and then he
And-
failed to
Yeah.
bury him. I'm so mad at the Broncos. I'm so sick of the Broncos pulling wins out of their whats. I mean, it's just absolutely
But here's
ridiculous.
the thing. I mean, the Chiefs. I don't think the Chiefs will take too much away from losing in Buffalo. They know they have.
Nah.
They have
that
to
was a
win
great
the
game.
playoffs.
We
by the
always
way.
lose that game in the regular
Yeah.
season.
It
We always
was a
win
good
it in the
game too.
postseason.
I watched that
So-
game. That was fun to watch.
But I guess the
Great
thing in
matchup
terms of
between
Kansas
those
City
two.
But
is
we're digging
the
a
start.
hole.
The start has not been what you wanted to see, but I'm not panicking if I'm Kansas City
Nah.
right now. I think-
No,
Nah,
But
I
would
just
I
want the
be-
Broncos to fall back to earth.
Yeah.
I know. But if I'm the Kansas
Well,
City
you get Denver next week in
Yeah,
Denver. That's
we
a
need to
big
beat
game.
'em. We need
yeah.
to beat them.
Or
I
is
mean-
or the week after? I think they're on a bye this
Yeah.
week. The week after.
Ac- Can I ask Justin regarding the Kansas City Chiefs? Obviously, their record doesn't show it. I think they're a really good team. But would
I
you
think they
think
are as
that they would
well.
have had a better
Especially they're
start to the
healthier now. I
season?
think. Yeah. I
Would
think they're on the
thought
right
they
track.
I mean, it's been a weird start to the season because
That's
Yeah.
what I thought.
they've lost some close games that you felt like they should have won. That Jacksonville loss haunts me. But it still feels like Wes said, not panicky at all. The only thing
No.
that worries me is that the Broncos are they've pulled
Well,
off 2 miraculous wins in a row, and now
yeah.
they're starting to distance themselves. But I'm not worried. The Chargers are down to like their 4th-string running back.
Yeah,
Like
they're
they're just a
the
struggling.
Chargers
mess.
seem to always crumble at the end of the
struggling.
season, so I'm not too worried about
Yeah.
them. If you're Kansas
So
City,
I don't think the Chiefs are out
it's going
of
to come
winning
down
the
to that next
division
Denver
yet,
game
and
for
I
them.
think
I think
they'll
that's
get
when
in
they
the
have to
playoffs,
circle
and as
them.
long as they get in, they're dangerous.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
The Bengals, though, oh man.
Oh, they're
Yeah, we don't need
What
to go
a-
there.
What a
Uh,
nightmare.
But I mentioned it earlier, but Rico Dowdle getting hit with the key penalty
Yeah,
because he did the Key and Peel catch. 2 pumps is okay, but not 3 pumps. Angle McCringleberry is thinking about that. Oh, 3rd pump flag. But Rico only did 2 pumps. You
2.
can see right here, he only did 2 pumps, so it shouldn't have been a penalty because he only did 2. That's only 2
Yeah.
pumps. No flag.
going
No harm,
on?
no foul. No harm,
Terrible.
no foul. So that's my parting thought. I had to bring it back to Rico Dowdle and the Key
Yeah.
and Peele sketch because that was epic.
Nice.
I'm so glad they won that game, so he's not a goat for it.
Yeah.
I was pulling
I
hard.
mean,
I
he-
did not
he
want him to
is-
be a goat for the
Look,
funniest
Look,
moment of
he
the
has
Yeah,
done
man.
so
season.
much to that team this year and has invigorated that offense that, I mean, it's
That
it's-
revenge game against Dallas was something else.
Oh my!
Oh, God, was
that
it
was
good.
that was tremendous, and I'm sure if you have him on your fantasy football team, he must be feeling pretty good about your running
yeah.
back situation because it looks like I think Dave Canales is really starting to trust him as the guy, even though I think
think
Chuba
so.
is still going to have his moments. You got to ride with Rico Dowdle the rest of
Yeah.
the way, and I
Yeah.
hope Carolina can find a
Ride
way
with
to keep him
Rico.
around long term because. I mean, we saw what he could do in Dallas. You saw the glimpses of what he could do, and he had a
Yeah.
great year last year in Dallas, underrated year. He has really put it all together in Carolina, and this offense really
Yeah.
needs someone to step up, whether it was in the ground game or through the air. And I think the passing game has developed a lot with McMillan, but Rico Dowdle, I mean, it takes me back to what Jonathan Stewart did early in his career.
Yeah.
He has been
Yeah.
tremendous.
That
All
team
right,
is
boys.
second in the
Absolutely.
division, by the way. They're
Yep.
second in their division.
Yeah, I'm
right
telling you
now.
that
They're pretty
division's up for
Yep.
grabs. It's don't give up on your
Well,
Falcons.
yeah, now with Mike Evans out for Tampa Bay, that's going to
Yeah.
hurt them a
Yeah.
little bit.
Big
Yep,
news.
they still have both their
Don't
games
sleep.
left against you. So
Yeah.
All right, boys. Well, good times tonight. Thanks to Payton and Jenn Ball for jumping on with us and telling us about their incredible experience going to Toronto for the World Series. Phenomenal World Series. I miss baseball already. I think it's 106 days until pitchers and catchers report.
Hey, by the
something
way,
like that.
World Baseball Classic is next
that's
March.
right, March,
Yeah.
and then
Praise
college
be.
baseball before that.
Let's hope, by the
Praise
way,
be.
let's hope Great Britain doesn't come back with those god awful jerseys that they had the
Oh,
last
no.
Oh
time
yeah, those are
during the
bad.
World Baseball Classic.
But first, basketball and wrestling, and before that, football playoffs. So we'll be back. I suppose we can probably take a night or two off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
and
think
get back
so.
at it.
Pretty
back at it.
slow week. Aside from the football, we do have girls tennis tomorrow away. Hilton at Great
Great.
Collegiate.
Yep. All right. So we'll see you when we see you, but certainly by Thursday to get all these games previewed for you on the Lowco Pigskin Preview. So for Marcus Walsh, Max Araj, and Wes Kerr, I'm Justin Jarrett. Till next time, go Lowco.